Racing has been a part of my life ever since I saw the Rainbow 24 roar around the track as a kid. Like many kids who love football or baseball and want to play, I wanted to race. I made my first start at this track as a 13-year-old kid. Many others have started much younger than I did.
I grew up around the racetrack watching my dad race. And actually at age 5, I was like, well, I want to race, Dad, let me race. And he kind of put it off. And finally at age 8, he decided to put me in a go-kart, and it's stuck ever since. I raced 4 years in go-karts. I raced a half of a year in legend cars at 13 years old, and moved up straight to late models when I was 13, 14 years old. So
I wanted to be a race car driver because my dad was a race car driver. His name was Russ Wallace, and we were born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. So I always tell people, look, if your dad fished, maybe you'd be a fisherman. If your dad played ball, then you play ball. So my dad was a good race car driver, and so it's all in the family.
For me, I flipped my first go-kart when I was about 2.5 years old, and my dad welded a roll cage on himself and decided it was probably a good idea to go with seatbelts, and then thought maybe a motorcycle would be safer. I'm not really sure where he was thinking about that, but I started racing dirt bikes my whole life. I don't know, it was just kind of what we did. It's what we did as a family, it's what I did with all my friends, so my reality just never hit in. Still living the dream, I guess.
Starting young in the sport definitely helps drivers develop their skills and their ability to adapt to situations in the car. It takes a lot of talent and dedication to make the full-time efforts in racing, and rising through the different ranks of racing, whether it's open wheel or stock cars, is a tremendous task in and of itself. Some drivers never make it out of the lower tiers of racing, but others succeed and move on to attain their dreams of being a full-time race car driver.
there's a lot of roadblocks that you come in, maybe as being a female, but also just the different levels that you go through. You have to gain respect at every level you go to, and you have to show people that you do belong here. And that's been one struggle for me, is showing people that, hey, I'm here to stay.
Coming up through the ranks is awesome because each race is important. Each national championship, each world championship, each local state championship, whatever you're doing, it helps you get the sponsorship and the friends and the fan base that it requires to move on.
Whichever path the driver chooses, their goals are the same. Reach a point where you can compete with the best and showcase your talents on a national or worldwide scale. Racing, and specifically NASCAR, changes almost yearly, and the ability to adapt to new rules and regulations are a key to a successful career.
One thing we used to do that is now over, that I used to say I can't believe we're doing that, is we would build concrete walls around the racetracks and we would run into them. And how barbaric you think about it. Boy, when you would wreck or spin out, you'd hit a concrete wall. And now, it's sad to say, but with the death of Dale Earnhardt, now we've created what we call the soft wall. So when we do spin out, to contain the car inside the stadium, we run into what we call soft walls. Still hurts, still not good, but at least it saves lives.
The only thing that I'm curious on is, the chase format in the Cup Series, obviously. Will we have that in other series? Will we not have it in the Cup Series? I feel like that's always the question mark for me.
As the sport is constantly changing, so is a driver's life and plans. Drivers set goals for themselves to attain within the next 5 to 10 years in order to validate themselves as professionals and keep themselves motivated to do what they love.
In 10 years, I hope to see myself in the Cup Series for sure. 10 years is a long ways down the road. I'm looking for next year.
Probably in 10 years, probably be winding it down by then. Running my dirt car. I race a lot of dirt racing. Maybe doing some TV for the Fox network. Just like to live life at the fullest. When I'm 60, I want to be done with everything, and I want to be doing what I want to do.
My big goals are obviously still to make it to the Cup level. I love what I do, but I'd love to make it to the Cup level and at least have an opportunity to try and see if we could be successful.
Racing is a lifelong love that many people cannot get enough of, whether it be a fan, a local dirt racer, or someone who is working their way through the many rungs of NASCAR. Racing brings people together from all walks of life as one big family.